Hey folks, hope you're doing good today. Today we're going to check out some chunky, heavy, hardcore music. Got 5 bands to check out as well. Some of the tracks are a bit shorter, and some of these bands have been sat in the queue for 6 months. So man, I need to try and pull some bands through that have been sat in there for ages. This band's been sat in there for 6 months. Sorry about that. This band's called War Criminal. The track is called No Way Out. Here we go.
You can't sleep at night. You're ashamed and alone. You're not alright. Everyone hates you, yet we all just suck. Running our brains, wasting time on big bucks. All or nothing.
Yeah, heavy.
Give up. Never forget where you have come from. Because in the end, it's just you, you're alone, you are no one. No place to call home within this world. No head to lift off these pressures now. No making just one.
Sick. Great sound on this one. Super fat, chunky guitars. Great distortion effect on the vocal as well, which sat it in the mix nicely. Some good vocal layering as well to bring in extra heaviness on some sections. Sounded great. Sick drumming. Nice blast beat section and tings on the ride as well. Dope. Very cool. Love this chunky hardcore. Sounded great for like 20 odd years. Still sounds great today. Let's check out this next band. This is Stitch from the UK. Their track is called Spoiled Rotten. Yeah. All the bands today, nice and chunky. Bass nicely in this mix.
Never push yourself to get to your peak. Can't punish you for the one thing to speak. The kind of thoughts makes
What a great sound to this one. The bass made all the difference in this track, in my opinion. Cut through the guitars as well. Had a fat low end. Sick tone on it, especially when it cut down to just the bass as well. But yeah, the bass really filled out the low end on this track compared to some of the other tracks we might hear today, or just other tracks of this genre. Really filled it out nicely. Went with that thick guitar tone as well. Great heavy vocal, shouting, deep, manly vocal. Love that as well. And again, more sick drumming and tinging on the ride and all stuff like that. Oh, and what was cool in this one as well is a bit of a trappy section, bit of a breakdown into some kind of trappy, hip-hoppy area. Pretty cool. Nice flavour to bring in extra to the hardcore. Now, this is a bit of a shorter track. This is Rot Away. The track is called Bad Way. This is on the Hardcore Worldwide channel. Let's give them a spin. This mix hasn't near got half as much bass as the last one, and that's why the last one sounded so different. Sounds good now. Yeah, we're doing well for the tings on the ride today. That's all the band so far.
I keep waking up. So what the fuck?
Yeah. Dope. Great energy in this one as well. Just a short blast, but filling it out nicely. Very, very cool. And as I say, these guys have got more of the classic sound that you expect to hear from this music, more thrashy in the guitars and way more guitar driven, not really kind of bass driven music. Whereas that last band really cranked up the bass and it brought in a different tone to the music. That's what really caught my ear. Super dope. Let's keep that energy going because that was a great energy in that track. This is Block Out the Sun. Their track is called Against the Ropes. Looseness to this one.
What is
Cool. Dope. Nice fat chunky sound to this one as well, killing it. More things on the ride, super nice. I think these guys are from the UK as well. Let me just double check that. Yeah, from Leeds, UK. There's something about the UK hardcore sound that's just slightly different to the American sound, and I couldn't necessarily say what that difference is, but you know it when you hear it. And I thought, when I heard these guys, I thought, man, these guys sound a bit British. And then when I saw Boris Johnson come up, I thought, yeah, I think they probably are then. So yeah, you can tell if you've listened to a lot of hardcore and American and British hardcore, you can tell kind of when it's one or the other. Super nice, great band, nice groove in that band, which you don't always get in hardcore as well. Now we're going to finish off with this last band today. We've had them on the channel before. These guys are a bit of a bigger band though, and rightly so, because they've got a great sound. We enjoyed them a lot last time as well. This is Dealey Plaza. They got a new track that came out in April, which isn't too new anymore. As I say, a lot of these bands have been sat in the queue for far too long. That's why we got 5 on today. I'm just trying to get through some of the queue. I'll never get to the end of it. Anyway, this track is called Born Cursed. Let's finish off with these guys. 4-minute track. Cool. Nicely in this mix as well, filling out the low end. Got a grind to it that cuts over those guitars. Yeah. There it is. Yeah. Pulling out the guitars just down to the bass is a good idea in any track, in my opinion. When the guitars come back in then, it's nice and heavy. You notice the difference.
I don't expect you to understand what's in line, but I beg for your attention and your sympathy. Even though my words contradict themselves, listen close because I need your help.
bands today. Give us a nice ting on the ride. Nice bit of groove in these guys as well. Dope. Great modern sound on this one. Great guitar tone, real cutting and stabbing, got a sharp edge to it. Drums sounded great, had a nice slap on them, big ass washy cymbals and a good ting on the ride. Heavy vocals with a raspy, gravelly throat. We've had that in all the bands today. And then that great bass tone fills out the low end and also cuts over the guitars so you can hear the grizzle and grind of the bass, and you hear it within the mix. It's not just following the guitars, it's got its own space, it does its own thing within the track. Dope. And I think the two bands that have cranked up the bass and cut it through the mix and kind of filled out the low end in that way have stood out from the other bands today in terms of their sound, because it is a bit different for the classic hardcore sound. The other guys have sounded a bit more classic, more guitar driven, more thrashy, but the more modern way to do it, or a different way to do it at least, but it was a way that wasn't done kind of back in the day, is to crank up that bass, distort the bass as well, not just have a clean bass tone, give it a bit of fizzle and dirt, and let that dirt cut through the guitars as well. Don't let it just be a guitar driven kind of music sound. Let the bass do its thing as well, and it catches your ear nicely. Dope. Really fills out the sound nicely in this kind of music. I love hardcore still. Still sounds as good as it did 20, 25 years ago now. Still kicking ass. Thick, chunky guitars, chuggy riffs. We've had some nice groovy bits and stuff and extra bits on top, metally bits, whatever it is. You can add a bit of extra flavor and spice to the kind of hardcore foundation as well, which is super nice. Great drumming, tings on the ride, and just a vocal that doesn't let up. Aggressive, shouty, and just really kind of pushing it through the mic. There's no cleans in this kind of music. There's no kind of sad emotional stuff or anything like that. This is all about anger and aggression and raw power. Yes, sick music, sick energy, and just sick the way it sounds over the ears as well with the chunk. Yes, I love it very much. I hope you've enjoyed that today, guys. If you want to see your band on the show, head over to the website, make a submission. If you want to skip the queue, you won't have to wait 6 months like some of these bands have in the free queue, and we can get you on sooner than that. See you around, guys. Bye.